Hey everybody, how you doing? So if you're selling on Amazon, whether or not you're an experienced seller or not, one of the most important things is to learn how to work with Amazon SEO. So today we have somebody who is going to share insights into optimizing Amazon SEO. We have Christian Kelm with us today. He's a global SEO expert. Thanks for joining us, Christian. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for the invitation.
So Christian is based in Germany, and initially for the first 2 years he was working in the segment of consumer electronics, and he was managing SEO in Europe. And during that time he handled operations at Factor A and built its SEO to make it one of the biggest agencies, Amazon agencies in Europe right now. And he's also worked with KW Commerce, which is one of the biggest Amazon sellers. So he is currently working as a consultant with various brands and helping them figure out their way through Amazon jungle. Thanks again, Christian, for joining us. Really a pleasure to have you here with us today. So to start off with, every Amazon seller knows the prominence of Amazon A9 algorithm and ranking high on the results page. Even if they have the best products or listings out there, without search visibility, they will never be discovered by potential buyers. So what are some of the things that beginners and intermediate sellers should do to get better discoverability, in your opinion?
Yeah, from my opinion, it's really easy. As a matter of fact, we have 3 different steps for product optimization on Amazon. First of all, is you need a product with the right price, quality, but furthermore, you need the right category for the placement of a product. Most sellers ignore it totally, that you need the correct category. If you set up a fidget spinner in blueberry muffins, you would also rank to keywords connected to blueberry muffins, but you will not be searched for it. So you cut off all your relevance for the search algorithm. And the third situation, I'm not really working with search volume. I don't like it. I'm working with the search intents by the customer. With auto-suggest tools, you can figure out how every customer is searching for products, how we name it, for what special usage they are searching for, and other differentiations in the synonyms and so on. So I'm just looking on these details, and if you are focusing on the customer and how they are talking and searching and interacting with the search field, you will figure out the most relevant setup of keywords, not in the sense of search volume. Of course, as we later will talk about filter segments, this is not the overall topic with all situations, because to a simple fact, if you have a search volume of 1,000, and you sell, let's say, 100 units. But another one has only 100 search volume and sells also 100 units. So what's better? So that's a really hard problem, and most of the sellers ignore it. And from my point of view, there's a changing in the mindset of most of the sellers, also from the tool technology, and so they are more focused on the customer at the end.
Wow, that's really interesting, because most of the online content that you find, everybody talks about how you have to pick the keywords with highest search volume. And even I have advised a lot of people to do that. And it's really interesting how you don't actually look at search volume, instead the buying intent, which are like the long tail keywords, right? So so I have 2 questions based on what you said, right? So one is about the keywords. So what kind of keywords should the sellers find and add to their listing? And the second question is about the category. So you said based on the category that they choose, the discoverability completely depends on the category, and also the audience that are going to find them depends on the category. So how are they, and another aspect to this would be competition as well. So probably like a very competitive categories that are thousands and thousands of sellers, and some of the other niche categories, maybe there are not that many sellers. So does it have an impact on the ranking? And also, how are they going to choose the categories, what is correct for them or not? So yeah.
Yeah, just for mentioning before I answer, the category has also a third aspect. It's for the marketing relevance of PPC.
Yeah,
if you are reading the Seller Central and all the definitions, you will find that sentence that is caused by the category in combination directly to the PPC relevance. If you're not in the relevant category, your product is not as much as relevant as another product with the same bid, with the same keywords, and so on.
Oh.
But typically, there is the problem that most of the sellers think, like in the sales ranks, that there is a connection between the positions in categories and sales rank with a normal organic search position. With Analyze, we have tried a lot of scientific tests, and we haven't found any direct connections to it. The only connection is like a simple situation. If you are setting up a new product for baby photography, you could not put it in the category of photography. You need a category connected to children or babies. We have seen the evolution of the keyword setting from that to that, only by the changing of the category. So that's a really, really hard problem. I've discussing this since 5 years now, and we have figured it out with AMS, with normal seller PPC, with organic rankings, also connected with search volume analysis. It's always the same. Never just change the category to get a bestseller badge or a better sales rank. It's not connected to anything. But about the seller rank, maybe we could talk about it a bit later, as we are starting with the basics, search volume, SEO, and as you have answered at the beginning of the question, where could you find all your keywords, and where do you have to put them? Well, it's really easy. From my point of view, in former years, I was always working like every other seller. Just open Amazon, look what the others are doing, and then I get rid of it. Never try to be as good as the others, because in the whole sum, you could only be as good as them. But I want to be better as them. So my situation is really easy. I'm working with different online shops. So I figure out what the customer is searching where, and what synonyms are offered in the shops. They have huge filter cluster segments with a lot of synonyms, and that's really, really cool. So you don't have to think by your own about it. From my point of view, it's just like you are, wait a second, I need the word. It's like a form of discrimination. Of course, by your own mindset, you are regarded in a direction, but not in all directions of all customers. So you are not figuring out all of your products. Yesterday, I was going to a discounter, and they have a new segment of Xmas calendars. And there was the stupid bags, and they were called flat bags. I said, oh, what? Flat bags? What are flat bags? I even didn't know the word. I've tried it on Amazon. Oh my God, what a real hard niche for keywords. It was perfect. So use the online shops, use the stationery, but never use your brain at that moment. At the end, I will put all auto-suggests together, all. I'm starting with 20 up to 30 synonyms. fill them in the Analyze plugin. We have developed a plugin that is working on every marketplace, only Chinese, Japan, and India it's not working, but on the rest it's working. And we can choose all suggests. At the end, I will just run a pivot over that and accounting by tails and the different words. So with that at the end, you have a perfect mathematically big data scientific overview about the search intents of a customer. What are the most mentioned words? What are the most pronounced situations of lengths or weights, or what are the most searched colors or the typical usage in combination with it? You have every data. So you're not working with thinking, you're just working with data, because data has better ID. And with the positionings, that's really easy. Never forget the customer. The title is really, really easy. It's not about the length, it's about the technique. And you have to build the title like on a conversion side, that the position of a relevant, conversion relevant words is on the same position like when the customer is connected to the title and see it. So on headline search ads, mobile ads, it's just about 60 to 80 characters. There's a limit of space. So if you are not filling where the conversion keywords, you have no chance to convince the customer for a click. The rest is only shown on desktop or on the PDPs. That is for for traffic, no problem about it. And the rest is for backend and bullet points. From my point of view, the algorithm has changed in the last 4 weeks. Selix from Franz Jordan, he's also working in the US with a new bureau. They have figured it out. It's not about the position anymore, like title, bullets, and backend. We with Analyze have a bit different situation, but in fact, just use the content near to the customer, where he is interacting with the title, the different positions, and the rest is really simple 3 bullet points shown on mobile. At the moment 5, but Amazon is testing. So there is no problem if you are just focusing on data.
Interesting. So from what I understood, you're not actually looking into the search volume at all. You're not even considering it. And the other thing that Sorry?
Only in marketing.
Only in marketing, okay. And the other thing is that even if you cut short like the title, which I completely agree with you, and including the bullet points, you have to keep it as readable and as using the keywords that the users identify with. But how do you strike a balance between having a really good copy and adding as many keywords as possible for search visibility? So how do you balance this?
In the last 5 years, I never have had problems with the placements or with the space for the keywords. At the starting, we had about 250 signs and characters, then 1,000, then 5,000. Now we are down to 249 bytes in Canada, in Japan, India. It's all different. In Europe, we have 249 bytes, including every space and so on. If you're working it out quite good, you have no problems with space. Of course, the normal seller has more than one product. If you have more than one product, you have a variation or twister normally, and you can optimize one product per, especially for each other situation. And with the whole strategy around it, you can make so many things happen nobody understands. In Germany, we have a problem with a huge amount of synonyms. Yeah, we don't call it only a pullover, it's also a pulley or what else, different 1,000 words. Yeah, but if we think about the LED, normal LED E14, it's a normal torpedo bulb or dolphin bulb, or it's a candelabra. So 3 different types. if we're selling it as a 1-pack, 2-pack, and 4-packs. So every product, every children is focused on one of the specific synonyms and the cluster around the search intents. So I never had problems with space. At the moment I'm working in jewelry, rings for finger rings, 15 widths or lengths, I don't know how it's called, and 30 different stones in different colors. So that means we have 750 different children, and that means in bytes 112,500 bytes for keywords. So there is no problem with space. If you're focusing on a special strategy on some clients, I'm not working with backend keywords. I just filling the most usable search term at all, the whole query or search phrase in the title, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and nothing in the bullet points, only conversion relevant input, and no backend keywords, so I can focus only on the top 3 search phrases. So different strategies, different situations, but never ever I had a problem with space.
Understood. So another question for you would be, do you recommend using different set of keywords for different child variations? So and then that way people can also figure out what is working better than the other. Right.
Yeah, okay. It's not about what is working better than the other. It's about focusing on a special search trend that is established by a customer. If a customer is searching for green LED bulbs and red LED bulbs and blue ones and RGB ones, or only warm white or cool white, there's a different search intents in the details.
Yep.
If you're talking about the cold white, we need bright lighting, especially for kitchen or bureau or working places. But if we are talking about the warm white situation, we are talking about having a dinner or watching TV or reading a book. So you have other bullet points, other search intentions, and you can figure out for each product a special place. You cannot use this situation for different keywords for each variation to test for A/B tests. It's not working. For the simple fact of SERP site consistence and keyword volatility. So under different keywords, we have special products shown, and we have different changing setups, what product is shown on which data in the time segments, so volatility. So you cannot work with A/B tests. It's just a perfect optimization at step 1, and then change it with the customer, with the trend analysis over the year. Now we are talking about autumn. We are going to have winter at all. Here in Europe, it's easy. Of course, in whole of Europe, we have winter. And the United States, you have winter, summer, autumn, spring, all together at once. You have to figure out where the most of the customers are shopping. But Amazon has the data. Yeah, we have it regular geo-based data, but we will not giving it to us.
Interesting, very interesting. And just to confirm about the weightage of different attributes of the listing, like title, bullet points, you said currently Amazon doesn't really like give more weightage to title compared to bullet points or compared to back-end keywords, right? Is that correct? You agree with that?
It was correct really long that there was a differentiation, but the last tests of Select have shown that there is no differentiation anymore, only with a description. But we with Analyze, we have figured out different situations, but it depends on category. Like in Spain and Canada, some categories are forced to use only 80 characters in the title. And so per country and per category, we figured out different situations, like bullet points in the sum of characters, only 1,000 are indexed. But on other categories like CE, toys, jewelry, up to 5,000 characters are indexed. So it's really a hard, creepy mess of Amazon, and you have to figure it out for your own, for your strategy, for your own product, and never hear what all the consultants or experts are talking about. Just try it by your own. I've making this 5 years now. I just figure it out for my own situation, and I hear to all the experts. I love it. I love the videos, the courses, and so on. But I try it by myself and figure out what is really working for me.
Yeah, that is an excellent suggestion. So, given that Amazon is not giving special weightages for different parts of the listing, so do you still suggest to maybe repeat primary keywords? So, if there is one specific keyword that is the most important keyword for the entire product, so do you suggest repeating it in all title, bullet point, and description, or no?
It's a two-step decision. First of all, it's about the customer. Normally, the customer from the buying psychology needs to see if he's searching for dog food. He needs the word in the title again. Dog food. Oh yeah, I'm right. Okay. Of course, we are all stupid. Yeah. Okay. And if we are reading bullet points, we need this too. Yeah. So it's true. It's damn true. Yeah. But at the end, it's our situation. If you're looking at the patents of A9 of a search system, you can figure out two different situations. First of all is the reading reach of the algorithm. It means that there must be a short space between a search query parts of it. So LED E14 torpedo bulb, 4 words in the title, perfect. 4 words in the bullet point, also perfect. But if you just split the system up to title, bullets, backend, the relevance score is not as high as possible. That is one situation you can read in the different patent situations, and the other one is the full text search. It's working with some fuzzy logic systems, and that's why I repeat the major keywords. Of course, to simple fact, the combination system of A9 is working in the different indexation fields. And we are talking normally about 3 fields: title, bullets, all of them, and backend keywords, all of them. If you are not using the major keyword LED in the backend again, your combination setup is always minus, minus, minus instead of plus, plus, plus. Yeah, combinations are working better with repeats. And to mention it, just side effect, the whole Seller Central backend is indexed. And most of the fields, like additional benefits, the description, if you're using it right, they are all indexed, and this is following up for such search processes. So it's not about 3 fields or 4 fields with a description. It's about the whole backend, and that's a point a lot of sellers are missing in the high-end optimization. So they are not able to handle the whole Amazon SEO aspects. But to come back to your answer, yes, repeat the important major keywords, but only if it is your strategy to be shown under as many as possible combination setups.
Very interesting.
For organic ranking. For the marketing relevance, it's another system.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I bet like a lot of our viewers will find this very insightful, because this is not something that a lot of people follow. So coming back to search visibility, so what are the major factors that contribute to organic ranking? For example, does PSR play a huge role? Does the fulfillment mode like FBA or FBM also play a big role? So what are the major factors?
Well, the major factors are divided into two parts. The first situation is, are you relevant enough for the algorithm to be placed in systems of right category, relevance in the keywords, if your product is in the buy box or not, and so on. So that's the first situation the algorithm is looking for. Is your product available for a placement in the search? The second decision is based for the positions, where it goes about clicks, traffics, conversion rates, bounce rates, internal data of Amazon, your your seller performance, your percentage as a seller. These are all factors in sum that are building up your organic position. So you can be number one with boards to boards strategies. You can be number one in every place under every keyword with special black hat tactics. But at the end, if a customer isn't using your product with clicks and sales and traffic after all, it will not work. Yeah. So you have to figure out what is the problem, the major problem. In Germany, we call it minimum lower. It's from the biologist Karl Sprenger. That means that the minimum factor in all of your products or in your content or as a seller is forcing all other factors as high as they are. It doesn't make any sense at all. Your highest level will only be the lowest factor. If it's the wrong price, high return rates, but it will kill your organic ranking. So it's a huge system of like a web, like a spider web, connected everything with each other. There's no number one, number two, number three or so. But after all, if you're looking in the filter systems, desktop left, mobile on top, often prime. If it is prime, especially in Xmas season, they will filter it 30% in Europe. 30% of all sales on Amazon and search systems are about the prime filter. If somebody is using the filter segments, 30% prime. And additionally to that, 30% of all sales on Amazon appears through the filter systems on the left. So if you think about it, that's really interesting, course to a simple fact. If you are making the simple mistake like using the wrong category, you haven't the specific filters on the left. If a user is just clicking one filter, nearly 80% of all products disappear with one click. So it's really, really necessary to be aware of that problem. And it's really easy to solve the problem. If you are big enough with your variation strategies or your multi-packs or ads or different colors, you can use a different category per item. So if you're going with your LED, for example, you can put it on living room, lighting, and maybe in garden or home improvement. 4 categories with 4 different back-end filter systems, 4 different flat files, and at the end you will appear under each search filter system of every customer. That's awesome. And you never have to figure out what's the keyword they are using. Okay, the keyword is LED something else. But if so many users are using the filters at the moment, also on mobile, just make sure every product has a different category, then it's your strategy. It's good for marketing, and it's really, really good for the organic searchability, findability at all. So also to your question, it's from my point of view, not the goal to be number one. I never want to be number one under special keywords. 2 years ago, I finished with a system. I hated it, as I have worked in an agency and we have worked with a lot of clients and we have used huge systems for every keyword. What was it called? Keyword Tool Dominator and AMC Tracker, the former tools years ago. That was awesome under every keyword. Woo, 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 woo. When I thought about it, bullshit. Nobody is interested for a position under one keyword. What's really relevant is your setup of all keywords, your cloud of all your keywords, and hopefully nearly 70, 80, or 100% of them are relevant to your product. If they are relevant to your product, they are relevant for the customer. So what I'm looking for is the whole keyword count, the relevant keyword count, and the overall position under all keywords organically. So if all my competitors are in the settlement of position 30 and I am position 20, I lean back and enjoy. So that's a huge problem. Most of the sellers invest a lot of time and wasting their time on getting number one. It's so stupid and nonsense. If I have my, I've thrown away my handy. Our thumb is a mutant. If you're using it with mobile in the app, first of all, if we open under a search term, we scroll. We scroll. So the first ad, the first position of organic result is thrown away because our thumb is so trained to move, to scroll and slide and work. So the focus on number one is just the worst scenario in my situation, and like I am working.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So Halloween is almost here, and other important Q4 events like Thanksgiving, Black Friday is not far away. So do you have any strategies, especially for the holiday season?
Yes, I've written a little blog in Europe, in German about it. It's every year the same situation. Everybody is woo woo woo. It's Halloween and the Prime Day, not Prime Day, Black Friday, Cyber Week. I've checked in the Analyze tool 5 minutes ago about the situation around Halloween. Of course, the simple fact: from a normal situation, you want to focus on special keywords and trends. But this year, instead of last year Halloween or 2 years ago, the movie S was in cinemas in summer. Everybody was searching for clown costumes, Halloween clowns. It was a huge trend. But at the moment, nobody is searching for trends. They are all entering Halloween costumes kits, Halloween makeup, Halloween costumes for men, for women, but there's no trend around it. You don't know what is the trend. So the high influencers like Heidi Klum with her Halloween party year by year, the trend is too late to adapt it. So the normal problem is that the trends are too fast to adopt them. So if you're selling pumpkin candles, then please make sure you can sell that candles also on Valentine's Day and on Xmas. Of course, to a simple fact, nobody wants orange candles. Yeah, so please take white ones. You can sell them all year long, or take the red ones. From my point of view, if you're not working in the toy industry, in the costume industry, or also in the little party gadget systems or deco, don't try to adopt any trends. It's not necessary. If you are not the trend maker, let it be. If it's not your business, don't try to be relevant. And that situation is for the whole Q4. Xmas trends, Xmas presents. How many sellers try to be relevant for Xmas gift for boyfriend, Xmas gift for girlfriend, or else it's not working. The trends are developed by the customer. If they like the fucking Hello Kitty cat, then it is so. But this year, maybe they like the fuck up invitation cards like last year. Yeah, you don't know it. If you are the trend, congratulations. If not, don't try to be the trend. It's not working on Amazon. And the other situation, since 4 years, I'm ignoring the Prime Day, the Cyber Week, the Black Friday, and Christmas, and also Eastern. I ignore it. I have worked with a really lot clients, huge brands, little brands, niche leaders, and so on. And we figured all out the same. These deals, these events are only for Amazon and for selling products a lot under margin. the effect of it is not running long enough, like 3 or 4 years ago, that you have stable organic rankings. So no sense at all. In Europe, we have a special problem. We haven't such a huge marketplace like the US. We have 5 major states, France, Italy, Spain, UK, and Germany, with different target groups, different intentions, different customers. And what we are not like is cheap rubbish products. So what's the solution? I figured out that there is a search intent before that event. They are searching for products, inform about products. They are searching for the price to compare it with the price, with the offer price in the event. So you can use that with different coupons, price discounts, marketing actions to get a lot of customers, and they buy your product. Of course, they are thinking, okay, just buy it now, don't wait 2 weeks. And the situation is you are more profitable. Of course, your coupon and your advertising is looking for a better margin. And what I have seen last 2 years, 2 years in a row, my clients had a typical plateau in December and falling down in January. Of course, to a simple fact, most of them hadn't enough units, and they are not working with enough marketing in the after sales season. 2 situations. Before Christmas, we are searching a product for another person as a gift. But after Christmas, we have holidays, we have received a lot of money maybe, or Amazon cards, yeah. And then the first time since nearly 2 or 3 weeks, we are searching for a product for our own. And these 2 weeks, holiday season, ski season, in school, holiday seasons, from 24th of Xmas, of December, in the January, 2nd week of January, you have a huge, huge success. So the normal plateau that is falling down at the end of December is running in the middle of January. And if you're really, really good at it, you can pull that plateau nearly into February or March. And the situation in March, we all knew Chinese New Year, then Easter is coming, and then the big summer seasons, and also the Prime Day. So that's the situation how I worked with big events. Of course, to a simple fact, in Europe, we are not like that big discounts. If we are searching for a notebook, we are searching 3 months for it and not 1 week. It's not working. If you're not the biggest brand with the best offering, like a KitchenAid or a big dishwasher or else, it's not working. Last year, it was nothing working, and this year Prime Day was a catastrophe in Europe. Only bullshit products, and Amazon is forcing a new problem. It's just a little situation of search volume is happening on Amazon. The internet is full of search volume, but all the traffic is focused on Amazon is just not all traffic. So all the systems, all the advertisements, all the organic products, organic search volumes are, how it's called, sorry, eingeschränkt. I don't know. Yeah. That's not enough search volume to handle such, it's limited, sorry. The search volume on Amazon is limited to all the customers, yeah, and that problem Amazon has to solve. They are solving it with a new Amazon DSP, demand side platform, and else. But in the major competition of Black Friday, Cyber Week, Xmas, I'm not working with it. I'm working before and after the big events.
Very unconventional strategies indeed. It was quite interesting. These were some of the things that, oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
okay. All right. So I was saying that these are some of the very unconventional strategies that I've heard so far. And the insights were really unexpected, like not following trends and then, even about the search volume not being accounted for by Amazon. It's quite interesting. Sponsored ads is a huge part of Q4 because sponsored ads again give a huge opportunity for sellers who do not currently have discoverability to get discoverability. So do you have any strategies for long-term search visibility through sponsored ads?
Yeah. Of course, if you have a long-term strategy on Amazon, you don't need advertising. Yeah. In the long run, we don't need marketing and advertising course. If we are looking for a long-running strategy, we are working with brand building, external traffic, online shops, stationary, brick and mortar. So at that point, we don't need the special advertising course. We are influencing our customers to search for our brand and our product. And so the advertising in the search is useless, whereas Amazon DSP a lot better system. But come back to the normal system. Yesterday, Amazon has launched a new video on YouTube about the new SPA, sponsored product ads or sponsored products systems, where it will give them new opportunities, auto targeting for choosing on keyword base. Choose products and keywords that are close to your own product, and choose keywords that are loose to your products. And on the other side, not products, keywords that are loose to your products. And on the other side, they have a new auto-targeting system for substitutes and for complementary products. That's really nice. So you can target directly the boxer shorts with the right socks. Yeah, or your boxer shorts with other boxer shorts. These are four different strategies, and you can let them work together with 4 different bid strategies. This new video is awesome. Yeah, and you also can negotiate brands, you can negotiate products, and you can also focus on special brands, special products, special price, special average of reviews. It's new, it's game changer at all. But I don't know if they are launching it in 1 week. Most of the sellers will get totally confused if they see it. Most of them has problems with retargeting and remarketing options in the new display ads. So most of them are going mind-blowing. The nerds are, yeah, it's so nice. But at the end, I'm working with KMUs, little partners, big companies. Only 1 people is working with PPC or AMS. So I have developed their own strategy. Really simple. Course to effect, if you imagine you have all auto suggests, like we have talked about for the content optimization, and you can set up filters in the whole column. Of course, if you have all auto suggests are relevant to the product, you have all keywords for marketing. Okay, so if we are talking about candelabra LED bulb warm white, I will just entering candelabra warm white in my column. Control F, search it with Excel, set a filter about it, copy all the keywords, and set it to a specific campaign. That's one situation that makes it really easy, also from the operational sides. And the other side is, I figured out a nice system to use auto campaigns. I hated auto campaigns 5 years. I hated them. I really hated them. Keyword harvesting is bullshit. If you're reading the definition of auto campaign, we are using your product to find relevant keywords. But if you have a bullshit product, we find bullshit keywords. So the keyword harvesting doesn't make sense at all with auto campaigns. So I figured out a nice system. I use them for complete optimized products. I take all the products together in one campaign, 50,000 products, 30,000 products, don't care if it's the same price or the same margin or the same art of products, type of product. bulk upload one campaign starting with a profitability bid, means margin multiplied with conversion rate, no problem, and let that ad run 2 weeks. Then have a look at it, 2 weeks, cost to attribution of after click sales with 2 weeks and so on, huge problems appear on it. You find some ASINs that are working really good and some are working only well, and some ASINs have no impressions, maybe no costs, impressions are no costs, so perfect, and some products will have only established amount of money as costs. So now I don't play on the bits. I never play on the bits, and I never use negative keywords. I just took the ASIN with a bad factors and put it in a new auto campaign with a lower bid. Nothing more. And if it's not working, I put them in another auto campaign, lower bid. Course to a simple fact, the most influencing situations of winning an auction on Amazon is the highest bid and the highest CTR. If you're working with an old product that has a bad CTR and bad cost and sales situation, it would not work. So I started in a new campaign, and I'm figuring out on what bid it worked. So really, really simple, and I'm working on it with clients with 50,000 and more products. It's really easy if you have only one new campaign per month. At the end, really simple solution if you're not looking for scientific tool technology-driven solutions. And on the other side, in Germany, we have a lot of tool and developers like Adference, Selix, Analyze, and so on, and BitX from Max Hoffman. All figured out two simple situations. First, never use a bid of Amazon. Just use your own bid by your strategy. All strategies are profit or margin, break-even strategies, and then add to your target bid up to 40 to 60%. Of course, the difference between your average CPC and your bid is in the statistic way nearly up to 50%. And as we are working with clients with a lot of money in ad spends, these are about big data, really hard informations, and you have to use them. And the second situation that's much more cooler is Bid Plus. If you're using Bid Plus, every controlling aspect is away. Yeah, like the new dynamic bid system of Amazon, they can lower or higher or lower your price, or only lower your price, or use your fixed bid. Just don't try that. It's really stupid what Amazon is giving to us for options. But Bid Plus, you're bidding €1, and the Bid Plus will go up to €1.50. Okay, if it's not break even for you, you will be scared. Oh no, I don't want to use it. But there's a simple situation. Set your bid to 0.66 and activate Bid Plus. So the highest Bid Plus is 99 cents. We figured out here in Germany that the Bid Plus activation is much more higher relevant than the bid at all. Okay, so you can always get to the top position of a search in the organic results. I'm just working with as easy as possible solutions. Of course, I'm more in the system working like empowering other people to handle their own stuff and not working for people like an agency. I don't like it. Let them make their stuff. What does it means, and what is the decision I can make with it? So I think it's much more easier than the scientific technology solutions approved by tools and so on. Nothing against tools. Tools are perfect, but if you have to work it by your own, then just keep it as simple as possible.
Okay, perfect. So it was quite interesting, actually. So I'm sure like the strategies that you just said is quite effective, and to be honest, actually quite simple. So I'm sure like a lot of our viewers who would probably implement this and they can test out the results for themselves. And lastly, you've worked with large firms throughout your career, and one of the companies you're still with is Analyze, where you've developed some theoretical basics for their in-house tool and plugin. So how challenging has it been working with these top clients and building their SEO from the ground up? And what are the kind of resources you need to set your own SEO hub to operate in an ideal environment?
Yeah, that's really a hard question. Of course, Analyze is now 2 years on the market, and we are not a typical agency or not the typical software as a service. We are just a data provider. And we are working with a high scientific situation and understanding of the data. So one of the biggest problems was really easy. Get the customer to the same education level as the data of Amazon, not of your own. Nobody is on the same education level on person to person. But one of the biggest problems in Germany, in Europe, maybe in the whole world, is the bestseller rank has directly influences on the organic ranking. We have figured it out with a huge scientific tests, with all the correlation systems, that there is no connection between it. So our goal in the last 2 years was to get the education into the customers. Close to a simple fact, there were a lot of myths around Amazon, so we have worked like the Mythbusters. The bestseller rank has no directly connection to organic ranking. Also, the average of the reviews or the counts of the reviews, as many as possible, it's no sensible goal. We have figured out in Europe, we have nearly 800 million ASINs in our tracking system. So that means all products on Amazon in Europe. At the end of the year, we are coming to the United States. So we know in detail what is going on. We figured out only 10% of all products on Amazon have one review. The rest, so one and more review. 10% of 800 million products, that's nothing. Yeah. And we also have figured out that you need only 35 reviews. If you have 35 reviews, your organic standard position is safe. Every more review doesn't change your position in the rankings. And we have tried it also with average of reviews. We figured out that 5-star revenues are better, ranked worse than 3.5 to 4.5. So if you're using such data and going out to all the customers, they are looking at you, are you stupid? What are you talking here? Everyone is talking our systems, our situations, our solutions. So it took us 2 years to convince the customer that our data are right. That was the biggest situation we have to face. The other situations, set up a SEO for clients and so on. There's another problem, they don't have enough data. No one of them has ever worked with a flat file. They don't know Excel. They have their PDF catalogs or their print catalogs for the whole sortiment. They are so B2B fixed in their mind. They are not really in the 21st century. So, but if you have all data and if you have the data from a customer and you can connect it to the data of the Amazon customer and the search journey between, you can find huge solutions. You can use automatic systems for keyword setups, for content building, for finding right categories, and also for the reading of Q&As and reviews, finding the most interesting words or usage points. So at the end, the SEO is no problem at all. The problem is to educate the customer that he understands what does it mean to be number one under one keyword and why it's not necessary to be number one under LED. Because if you are looking on the auto suggests, LED is maybe never ever number one. It's LED E40, E27. So yeah, it's no technique problem. It's no problem of setting up SEO or handle it on marketplace. In our situation is the problem of educating other people and convince them from their opportunity, from their little island after the last 10 years of bullshit bingo in courses and the experts on the stages, to figure out that there's a new challenge in this century, and Amazon is not as bad or impossible as everybody is thinking about it. You don't need a Chinese black-hat company. You can handle it by your own if you're knowing what you have to do. Well, that's the conclusion at the end, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. With Amazon changing, constantly changing, there have been so many changes in the past few months itself. The best part about what you just said was how you test about every little thing, and then how you empower the sellers with such great data and have them take informed decisions, which is exactly SellerApp stands for. Right, so it was a very interesting talk with you, Christian, and I thank you again for joining us today and educating all of us about how to work with Amazon SEO and optimize it to our advantage. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. So, and for you, the viewers, like, comment, and share this video, and also head over to our Facebook page and Instagram page, like our page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great content, and head over to SellerApp.com and subscribe for a 7-day free trial. Thank you and goodbye.